What, figgy pudding?
Yes.
I don't know, but we won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring it right here. That's like a bossy song for Christmas. So we had our Christmas today a couple days early because the Boppy fish.
No!
Frankie will be with her dad. So we were able to get our Christmas in today with her brother and Abby. And the next time Frankie comes over, what's going to be here on the 26th? Boppy fish?
Your mom?
Not my mom. What's getting delivered on the 26th? What's getting delivered on the 26th? Are you camera silly?
The thing I hate.
You hate it?
Yes.
Why do you hate it? This is like an exciting adventure for some of us.
No, it's not.
Okay, tell me what you dislike. First of all, what's getting delivered on the 26th?
I just said.
You're dragging this out. So on the 26th, our camper is coming. So I guess Frankie is in disagreement that we should live in a camper. But she won't tell me why, which makes me think she's not really disappointed about it. She's just trying to be a grumpy teenager. But we have 3 more years until that happens.
2.5.
2.5. She's still in her terrible 2s. Okay.
Wait, what?
I'm going to talk about why I chose the vehicle I chose as opposed to a van. And I'm not outweighing the pros and cons that everyone's going to have with a van. I'm simply explaining why I chose the camper I chose. So in deciding that I was going to be a traveling artist, I needed to downsize. And I needed something to live in. So I looked at tiny houses. They were too expensive and big, and they were hard to tow. And if you're going to tow them, you need such a giant, something that's, some of them are like 20,000 pounds or ridiculous. So I was looking for something that was under 3,500 pounds. I didn't want to get something as small as a teardrop camper because I thought of the things I wanted. And one thing I wanted is I have a daughter part-time. So I needed to have something that would accommodate the 2 of us. Also, I'm pretty claustrophobic. So that's one of the reasons why a very tiny camper or a van would be difficult. So let me start with not the pros and cons of the van, but why a van wasn't going to work for me. And believe me, I did a lot of research and looking at different traveling life vehicles to see what was going to work for me. So I had to take into consideration my needs. Why was I using this traveling vehicle? I wanted to travel and live in it and make art and do craft shows while I'm on the road. So a van really wouldn't fit what I needed. It wasn't going to have a bed for my daughter, and I really want her to have her own space since we're not going to have this house anymore. I needed her to be able to have her own room. So I thought instead of a van, having a trailer, camper, RV, I don't know what the difference is or if I'm calling it the wrong thing, but I thought I wanted something that had a bunkhouse. So on her bunk, it could be her space and we could add a curtain to it or whatever. So separate sleeping / bedroom space for my daughter was important. I'm very claustrophobic. So being in a tiny van, not being able to stand up unless you go up with the top. The camper I got is a Riverside Retro 181B RV, and I'll add pictures in this area of the video when I edit it. It has an eating space. I don't like the idea of having to change the table area to a bed every single night. Because one, it's annoying to me, and two, I have some health issues that I can't overwork my heart. So constantly taking apart a bed and turning it into an eating space wouldn't be good. So with this trailer with the bunk area, I could have a bunk, my daughter could have a bunk, and the booth area will stay a booth area. So that's something that I might not be able to get in a van. And of course, I could get a van and build it and make it how I want custom. However, again, because of my health issues, I want to start this now. I might not have the strength or the money to do a conversion, and who knows if you have the time to do the conversion, and I need to start this now, so I needed something move-in ready. The conversion vans started at like $22,000, and I don't have that kind of money right now, so I was looking at used RVs, and when I found the 181B used, it was perfect because they don't make them like this anymore. This RV has a larger bottom bunk than it does top bunk. So it has a wider bed for the bottom bunk. Another reason I went for the RV instead of the van is because I saw a lot of reviews that the van gets damp and mattresses get moldy, and I don't want to deal with that. And I realize I can get a dehumidifier, or I can get an air conditioner that takes the humidity out of the air. But I don't want to use up extra room for that, where the RV has it in the roof, or the air conditioner's in the roof, and the water, the condensation, it's a dehumidifier. And it's in the roof, and it's already there, so I don't have to install anything or buy extra equipment. The cost of the used RV that I got was $11,900 or something, with free delivery now. And if you look at my past videos, you'll see the issues with the getting the RV delivered. I need extra room. I want to be able to stand up. I know there's RVs that have taller ceilings, but I couldn't find one in my price range, and I don't want a van because it's small. So the RV I got is 19 and a half feet long by 8 feet wide. So there's a lot more room in it, which not only is good for people that are claustrophobic, but I need to store my art materials. And I can't have condensation because I work a lot with paper, and you don't want the paper getting wet. I need room to store my supplies. Now, part of my supplies are I'm going to be doing craft shows as I travel. So I needed space for, I have like some wall grids, which will easily fit under the bunk mattress. They don't take up space, and you won't feel them unless you're like a Princess and the Pea type person. But if you don't know they're there, you're not going to notice unless someone tells you that they're there. And then you'll feel them, but you won't really feel them. And you'll just say you feel them. The other gear I have for my art shows is a collapsible tent, which will fit easy. Okay, so another reason I went with a tow vehicle is because if you get a van or an RV that's drivable, you're only going to have it as long as the engine lasts. This trailer that I'm getting that I can tow, maybe I'll have it for the rest of my life. Maybe I'll just have to fix this and that leak as it happens. But as far as a towing vehicle, I need to have a reliable vehicle. And in my life, owning my own business, every 3 or 4 years, I purchase a new vehicle with a roadside warranty and everything. So I would do the same thing with either an RV or a pickup truck that's going to pull it. So maybe I'll do another video when I'm shopping for my tow vehicle, what I'm going to get. Right now I'm just getting the camper, and I'm going to practice using it in my yard to see what I really need and don't need, how long the propane lasts, just find issues that might come up while I'm safely in the yard. My son is renting the house, so this way, without towing it, I'm going to find out right now what I need and don't need. And I'm going to go ahead and get the gym membership for the shower in case I don't have water hookup. Even though I have a shower here in the house I can use, I'm going to go ahead and do the membership and act as if I'm on the road. A benefit of the van, from what I'm seeing, is the stealthiness of it, that you might be able to just park on a street overnight and sleep. And, you know, if it's an area where people park on the street anyway, versus a town where people have driveways, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. But if you can drive to a place where there's on-street parking, it might not get noticed. Or maybe you could even, like here in New Jersey, in the summer, there's parking, what are those called? The machines, parking meters. So you could just pay for a parking spot with a parking meter, and I don't think they could kick you out. But if you have a trailer with a vehicle pulling it, maybe you could get away with buying 2 spaces next to each other, but I don't know if that's allowed. That's something I have to research. But that would have been a good positive point about the van, but there's not enough. The humidity, the claustrophobia, I'm definitely not going with a van. Oh, getting a used RV versus a new RV. Mine's a 2017, and really it's like new. The gentleman that owned it before me he took such good care of it, and it looks like a new RV, and it's only 2 years old. It's only 2018 right now, but I believe the 2019 models are out. So, you know, I could get a new one for $5,000 more, $6,000 more. And someone might say, oh, get the new one. It's only $6,000 more. Well, why? Why spend $6,000 if I don't have to? Because that's $6,000 I could use for gas or campgrounds or something. So why just waste the money on a newer model when there's no benefits on the newer model? To me, there's not. It's not any lighter than the one I have now. And that's it. I don't want slide outs. Because when you don't slide them out, sometimes it's too tight of a space. So I really like the layout and the floor plan of this used one I got, and they don't make that one anymore. So that's another reason why I got this used one. I like the fact that I can detach my car, or tow vehicle. So if I'm at a campground, I can leave my camper all hooked up to whatever it's hooked up to and go somewhere in my vehicle. Plus, I work at a school right now during the school year. So if I had a camping van, I could take my camping van to work, but that's a lot of miles on a camping van that would probably be heavy with everything I needed inside it. I wouldn't want to drive that back and forth to school every day. I don't have the time or ability to build something custom because I want to start now, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's why I chose my Riverside Retro 181B 2017 camper. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks.